Hey Driftful family, I'm Devina and welcome back to my channel where I post weekly videos sharing my wellness journey. My goal here is to create a safe space for people to share their journey as well as motivate others on theirs. So I just finished filming a video with the Andrea Wright and we talked about more about our PCOS diagnosis and our journey with it thus far, and that video will be coming out next week. But I thought it would be important to kind of touch more on a specific topic that we didn't really talk to in detail, and that's all about advocating for yourself when it comes to your medical treatment. So if you don't know, I was diagnosed with PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome last June of 2020. And basically I was diagnosed at the age of 30. This was something that I was battling with since high school. So around sophomore year of high school, I stopped getting my cycle, and then I was put on birth control, and then my cycles has been irregular ever since. At times I don't even get them maybe twice to 3 times a year, sometimes 4 times a year, but it's sporadic. It's been years I might have only gotten it once. So basically I was told that the birth control would help me regulate my cycle, and then I was told that once I was on birth control and wasn't getting my cycle normally again, I was then told that, well, now you're on birth control, so that's normal for the birth control being in your system for so long. It's normal that you may lose your cycle. So as a young adult woman, I was kind of excited not getting my cycle, to be completely honest with you. It was something like, who wouldn't be boggled down with getting the period all the time, right? They even have birth controls like seasonal. I don't even know if that's still a thing, that you only get your period like 4 times a year. And I just thought that at the time, like, okay, the doctors know what they're talking about, right? This is their job. But that's not necessarily the case. I wish I knew at the age of, at that time, 15, getting put on birth control. And even when I made the decision to get switched to different birth control like Depo, and then getting switched back to the pill birth control, I wish I knew more about birth control. I wish I knew more about women's health and ovulation and cycles. Like, I knew the basics, but I wish I took more time to do more research, become more aware, so I can advocate better for myself. I say that now, being 30 years of age and wanting to plan a family in the coming years, and already having this societal the societal pressure of having a kid by a certain age and getting married by a certain age and all these other things. So always having this constant thing in my head, like, oh, by 30 you're gonna be married. Oh, by 30 you should start having children. Oh, you don't have an unlimited amount of time to have kids, to have that option that you've been waiting for. And now I don't even know if that's going to be an option for me, right? So I wish I would have took a little bit more time in my young adult years. I'm still considered young adult, but I wish I took more time, especially in my early 20s, to do more research and advocate better for myself. I discussed in my initial PCOS videos my journey with PCOS, how I got diagnosed, and basically for years, like I said, I was told everything was fine. When I had my first visit with my old doctor who just retired, who I loved, when I first came to his practice, I remember initially meeting with him and telling him my brief history about my cycles and my period and all the things that I had, basically that I had absent periods, that they were infrequent. I didn't get them often. And I remember him running some tests. He briefly talked about PCOS, but not enough that made me want to do more research about it. We never really brought it up again. He took some lab work, and he took like an ultrasound, or got me an ultrasound on my ovaries to make sure I didn't have any cysts and there weren't any, and really didn't really talk about it much more. One of my main symptoms of PCOS is weight gain. And even when I was younger, I was a little bit more on the chubbier side, but it wasn't until I started having that lack of cycle is when I started seeing the upward climb in my weight. And definitely when I switched to the Depo shot around age 19 is when I started seeing that weight climb even more. So yeah, from like maybe 2005 up into about 2011, I went to like a clinic, and then around 2012 is when I started seeing my old doctor who just retired. And yeah, he told me basically, like a lot of other doctors told me, that the weight it's probably a big issue. He didn't tell me to do more research on saying that PCOS actually does contribute a lot to weight gain. And not just PCOS, but just different things that I could have researched to just see what could have been a better option for me other than just taking birth control or just stopping birth control or just trying to change my diet. It's a number of things that I could have done if I just would have had the knowledge at a younger age. So I just come to you and bring this to you because I've had several instances over the past, especially over the past year, where medical advice was given to me, especially at my regular PCP. All they've done since I've been to that practice, and I'm actively trying to find a new practice, is kind of preach to me about losing weight but taking other routes, and like getting bariatric surgery or taking weight loss or diet pills. And I'm like, I express to you that that's not something that I want, and you keep bringing it up, and it's like there's other factors to like my weight loss, and then I can lose some weight, but it's not drastic enough. So I say this to say, stand your ground. Don't let any doctor kind of boss you into stuff, because you could be stepping into a surgery or a medication that you really don't want to take, but you feel like because the doctor knows best that it's for you to do, and it's not. I suggest you take as much time as you need to actually do your research. Get second opinions, talk to other health professionals, go on different forums like on Facebook, and there's different groups. I found great comfort when I first got diagnosed with PCOS, getting in groups with people who are just supporting each other and actually have great intentions and positive intention, just to get more information. I just wanted to come to you quickly today just to let you know that advocating for yourself is so important, because if you're not going to do it for yourself, why should you expect anyone else to do it for you? It is super important to advocate for yourself when it comes to anything, but especially when it comes to your health and your wellness. And to those of you who have younger daughters, make sure you teach them to advocate for themselves too. My mom definitely instilled in me on taking care of myself and make sure that I let her know if someone was hurting me, or make sure that I'm taking the proper precautions when it comes to like sexual health. But when it comes to what the doctors are telling you, no one really gives you like warnings like you should do your own research, you should study a little bit more, you should, get second opinions. And I'm here to tell you, make sure you do those things. So if you finding that you need more questions or you have more questions, I tell you, get a second opinion if possible. I'm pretty sure it's possible. Going to a different practice and talking to someone else, or like I said, going to forums, or even coming here to this channel and talking with other people in the comments, or DM me on Instagram. I'm always available if you don't feel comfortable asking questions in the comments below. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram at Devina, and I will be sure to answer any questions. But it's important to get support, find positive people that you can converse with regarding these issues, and do your research. Do your research, advocate for yourself, speak up for yourself, because you don't want to make one wrong decision that will dramatically change the course of your life. Who knows? I'm not sure if I'm able to ovulate normally. I am still on this wellness journey and in the process of losing weight and curing my PCOS holistically through natural ways, and I'm praying that I'll be able to. If not, there are other options, but I'm hoping that the decisions I've made in my 20s won't drastically affect my trajectory with being able to ovulate and to be able to have children in the future. So again, make sure you're advocating for yourself. Just make sure that you are speaking positive things into people. Make sure that you are telling people to advocate and do their research with anything medical related, and just in life in general, but right now I'm specifically talking medical related. It's very important. Don't just take a doctor's word for anything. Do your research. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but it's super important, and I felt that it was important for me to come on here today and just talk a little bit more about that. And I probably will definitely dive deeper into this in the future, But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you all are having a blessed and safe day. And also, if you're not already a part of the Joyful family, we will be so happy to have you here. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get alerts when I upload my weekly content. Again, this is a safe space for women to come to talk about their journey with PCOS, mental health, wellness, and weight loss. And I will be so happy to have you here. Again, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you take time out today and every day to find your joy. And until next time, peace.